Hey everyone, in this video we will be making this bell sleeve bardot aka off the shoulder playsuit. If you want to see it, just keep on watching. Just like in the previous video, I will be using this walking foot just to make my life easier. It has grip on the top layer fabric and prevents the fabric from shifting while you're sewing. You can find the link in the description if you're interested. Starting off with the bodice, sew the side seams of the back and front together with the right sides of the fabric touching like so. Feel free to use pins if you need them. Of course, you can do a French seam if you prefer, especially for these types of fabrics. A French seam is a better option, but since I didn't feel like doing it, I chose not to. Finish off the edge with a serger or a zigzag stitch if you don't have a serger / overlocker. Take your back pieces and sew the center back seam together. After that, serge the raw edges for a nice finish. Repeat the same process for the front piece by sewing the center front seam, etc, etc. Then place the front and back piece on top of each other and sew the outer side seams together, and for a nice finish, of course, serge the edges as well. Now sew the inner side seam of the front and back together and make sure that the seam allowance facing the opposite direction so that the fabric won't build up. If you're using light fabric as well, it's not a big of a deal, but try to keep that in mind. Place the bodice on something flat with the right size of the fabric on the inside, then take the shorts and place it in between the bodice so that the right size of the bodice facing the right sides of the shorts. Then pin it all the way around the waistline. Make sure that the seam of the bodice and shorts are aligned. Once you have done that, sew all the way around the waist with a straight stitch. As you can see here clearly, I aligned the seam and the seam allowance of the bodice and shorts are facing the same direction. For now the playsuit is done. Moving on to the sleeve. I want to mention a couple things first before we continue. The sleeve looked like this before. I decided to change it up because it was boring. Now I found it a bit too much, but that's a different story. So here and there you will see some clips of the sleeve, but the process will be still the same for the new sleeve. If you're still confused, then you should have listened carefully. Alright, the sleeve has two panels, the sleeve itself and this panel that goes on the bottom, which we are going together. Search the edge first and also the bottom of the sleeve. And why is that? Well, it's hard to search one ruffled edge and straight edge together at the same time. After that, sew a straight stitch along one edge of the panel. Use the biggest stitch length on your sewing machine. Once done, gather this panel by pulling the upper thread until you have reached the exact length of the sleeve. If that panel matched with the sleeve length, sew them together like you see here with the right size facing. After you have attached the ruffled panel to the sleeve, fold the sleeve like this and sew straight across with a straight stitch. Afterwards, finish off the raw edges. Then hem the panel. If you find it easier, you can hem the panel before you gather the panel. When you're done, it should look like this. Now attach the sleeve onto the rest of the playsuit. Hem the leg and search the top edge of the playsuit. In order to attach the elastic onto the playsuit, we're going to wrap the elastic around the waist and around the shoulders like so, and cut the necessary piece off and make sure that you don't do it too tight, obviously. Sew the ends of the elastic together how you normally would do, just what your heart desires. Then attach the elastic evenly onto the seam allowance, not on the top side but on the bottom side of the seam allowance. Then take it to your sewing machine and secure the elastic with a zigzag stitch. Stretch out while you're sewing, otherwise there's no point in sewing the elastic on. Repeat the same process for the top edge of the playsuit. The only difference is to fold over the edge like this to cover up the elastic. You can fold it one more time, whatever you want to do, it's all up to you. If you're going to make this playsuit as well, make sure to send a picture to me. I would love to see your creations and share, like, whatever. And I will see you in the next video. Doei doei!